nobody cared about. Mm-hmm. The third one was a women's title match that didn't end.
That ended in
no contest because
Yeah.
Sienna beat them both up.
Mm-hmm.
The fourth match was for Al Snow and Mahabali Shera.
Yeah.
And Grado came back, which is great because I like Grado, but I don't care about the story.
No, because the storyline's been done before and it's just stupid.
And don't get me wrong, Al Snow is trying.
Yes, he really
His
is.
promos are actually good.
Yeah.
Like, I want wrestling back. I want my wrestling back. This, but it doesn't really work anymore because when you're talking about Grado, fine, I get it. He's a slubby Scotsman and he's funny and you don't want funny in your wrestling. You want serious competition. And I get that. But then when Grado's accompanied to the ring by this brick shithouse dude
exactly.
who looks like a fucking wrestler, you can't say Mahabali Shera. Why? Because he danced?
Yeah, like big fucking
he's fucking massive.
He's huge. He's exactly what you want a pro wrestler to look like.
6'4", 6'5", jacked. From an untapped market, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, how many serious Indian wrestlers are there?
I mean, they attempted to make Khali serious, but
you couldn't.
You couldn't.
Based on because he can't
his
wrestle.
Inability,
Because he can barely fucking walk. But this guy, brick shithouse.
Yep. Legit, he looks like a wrestler.
Go.
Yeah.
Couldn't wrestle.
Yeah. So, basically, Al Snow's whole gimmick doesn't make any sense going after Mahabali Shera. It worked. It makes sense going after Grado.
Like, if he was going after Grado...
Yeah.
And he was picking on Grado, and Shera came in and helped him. That's fine.
That's fine. That makes sense.
But no, you're specifically pointing out both of them.
And it just seems really pointless. And again, like you said, Al Snow's trying. He's trying his best to make it get over, but even he's got to know, this doesn't make any sense. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's falling flat. Everything they're trying right now is falling flat. And that's the problem.
Although I'm not going to give anything away, but I know he's going to bring in some people to help him, and that will be interesting. Okay. Because they're going to be some NXT guys.
Good.
So that will be interesting when it happens. But for right now, I'm not interested. More, like I said, the Jeff Willow stuff happened at the end where the Willows beat him up. Yeah, and then the main event was EC3 versus Spud in a cage.
Yeah.
Again, you don't just say throw up the cage.
Yeah.
No.
You don't. You advertise that.
Look what they just did on NXT today.
Yeah.
Where they announced that Finn Balor and Samoa Joe, that feud is coming to a conclusive end in the first ever steel cage match in NXT history.
That's how you promote shit.
That's not happening until weeks from now.
That's how you promote shit.
It's a steel cage. That means something in wrestling, or at least it used to.
Actually, no, it still does, because look at what they did on Raw.
And then they did it on Raw, where they promoted it on Raw.
Yes. Even though it's only a few days out, it's less than a week away, but they're still promoting it.
It isn't 5 minutes away.
Exactly.
Don't get me wrong, the EC3 Spud match was good because those guys have chemistry. They always will.
Yes.
Then it was a really solid main event, so I give it credit. But when, again, this is TNA's... They're kind of on the hook for this almost every week, where the main event is usually pretty good.
Yeah.
But it's preceded...
by a whole whack of shit.
An hour and 40-something minutes
of pointlessness,
of okay matches sometimes, okay promos sometimes.
Exactly, and even if you want to cut to last week when we were talking about Lucha Underground, which was just an alright show, and then it had an amazing main event.
But that was a rarity.
But that is an extreme rarity.
To the rule, right?
But that's the thing,
that was only an hour.
Yes, and that's the other thing about it is also, I guarantee you, Lucha understood exactly what they had with that final match. So they probably, in all fairness,
diluted,
cut and pasted around and went, okay, well, these matches have to happen for the storyline to make sense, but they're not very strong, so let's throw them all here so that we can have the great ending and nobody will remember the rest of it. And
the storyline was every match had to be for a medallion.
Yeah.
So you knew that no Moss match was going to be for medallion, so you just put all these other medallion matches on there.
Yeah.
That's great. When they all get together in a medallion match, that'll be fine, but you get to the main event, oh my god.
Exactly. But it just doesn't work that way with TNA. They just don't... I mean, it's because of the crap that they're trying to shovel out that they think people care about.
Yeah.
And it's just, they're focusing far too much, like I said, on the storyline that nobody gives a shit about.
Like, nobody cares about the knockouts.
No. And that's a damn shame.
The X Division title hasn't been featured in weeks.
No, the X Division title is a
goddamn joke. The tag team titles were at the beginning of the show, but it was
a throw-together tag team against the only good tag team they have at this point that is actually working.
Well, maybe the Bromans.
Well, yeah, but again, they're treated as a joke.
Yeah.
Which is a shame because they're actually really good. You can have jokey characters that are good, You don't have to just make them a joke.
New Japan does it all the time.
Yeah. Because the Bromans are an amazing tag team. They make their pointless segments actually entertaining as fuck, and they can go. So why don't you feature them?
Yeah.
I mean,
that's a problem.
They're not really heels, so have them feud against the fucking Decay.
And TNA's a peak and valley.
Yeah.
It really is. Like, next week might be an amazing show.
It might be. I hope it is.
Like, they've had that where, they've turned the corner and they have this amazing show and we're like, oh, we were wrong. Here it is. But then, like, a few weeks from there, it drops off again. Yeah.
Do we know if this is the end of a taping cycle?
I couldn't tell you.
Because if it is, that would make sense. Because that's usually what happens: is they get to the end of a taping cycle and it just sucks, and then
but I don't
the
think
next set they do really well.
But then again, I don't know where the schedule is exactly. Yeah. But
several months ago it was filmed.
That's another problem.
That is a huge problem.
The fact that like you'll have guys on TV for weeks at a time that are just they're not in the company anymore.
Yeah, that's not. I mean, yeah, like
I didn't give a shit about anything involving Bobby Roode
or EY because we knew they were gone.
They're not going to be
here.
And they were both champions, so you knew they were going to lose their belts. Yeah. You just knew it.
Yeah, and that was
they had to.
That was the thing I never understood. I'm like,
personally, it's not TNA's fault, but it is in the fact that like if you would have paid them the money, they would have stayed. But you didn't have the money, so
the other thing that they could have done is like I don't know, communicate with the talent more, so that maybe you don't have them have the title like a month before their fucking contract is up.
That's got to be such a toxic.
It's got to be a horrible place. Yeah, it's got to be a horrible place.
You don't know if you're being paid or not, and I mean the only good part is you only have to work like 3 or 4 days out of the month, and then you can just do the indie thing for the rest of the month.
And that's probably why, you know what? That's probably why it's probably not that toxic a locker room, because at this point nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah, but I'm saying toxic from the standpoint that like nobody knows anybody. No, you're not friends with anybody because it's just a bunch of guys you see
3 days.
One weekend out of a month.
Yeah, so you don't care. Like you're not forming
like
bonds
maybe
with people.
Maybe you're forming bonds with some of these people on other indies, and then you come back and go, "Hey, man."
Because like you got to assume, like I don't even know who, but like probably Mahabali Shira and Grado are probably traveling together somewhere. Maybe. Because they can get booked together on indie shows for that, but like the Hardys don't know anyone. Because you honestly think Jeff and Matt are doing indie dates? The fuck for? They're probably getting the highest paid check out of anybody in that company, and I guarantee you they're getting paid.
Yeah, Lashley's doing his MMA thing.
Yeah,
Drew does stuff I think for Evolve. He's doing stuff for Evolve, and he does stuff in Europe and all that. So but once again, I'm saying this is like. It's bad that you have a wrestling company where the wrestlers have to do other indie shows to make ends meet.
When you are supposed to be a big company, you were at one point in time considered the number 2 company.
Oh, there was a time when people thought it was a better company than WWE.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Not from
completely.
like a money standpoint, but like from a wrestling, like 2006, something like that. 2006,
2005 and 6, they were considered the wrestling company. Like if you wanted to watch wrestling, you go to TNA.
And that's
just
where they're at.
The exact.
I mean, kudos to them for just surviving.
Yeah, but I mean,
that's a feat.
They're very much a cockroach at this point because it's just like you can't kill them. But I mean, if you know anything about the backstage stuff,
it's just sad.
Yeah, because this was a company I really liked. I really was a fan of this company, and it's just not there anymore. And it's a chore to watch it every week. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. Even the good stuff really doesn't outweigh the bad anymore.
That's why I'm kind of glad it's first on the docket every week. As in, like, Tuesday night, you watch it, and then you get... Unfortunately, you get it over with.
Yeah.
And I hate to say that, but...
I mean, I can honestly tell you...
I mean, I'm sure there's people out there that think watching Monday Night Raw is a chore.
Sure.
And that's fine, but I honestly enjoy Raw, but...
I do, too.
When I watch TNA, that's how I feel about TNA, where it is a chore.
Yeah, I mean... I'm always glad to get TNA over with.
It's not terrible to the point where we shouldn't talk about it.
No.
Because you know what? We could stop talking about it starting next week and no one will care.
Yeah.
Not only because nobody listens to the show, but honestly, no one talks about TNA. No one
cares about TNA. We are the only ones
talking
about them.
We might be the only...
We are.
We should fucking tweet TNA going, we're actually talking about you.
Hey, maybe they'll fucking sponsor us. But then we would be disingenuous because then we'd have to be positive.
Yeah.
You know that we're on the payroll once we start talking really positive about them.
I think it's kind of funny that there are not many shows talking about TNA because a lot of people will be like, that's still on?
Yeah, like that's... even like hardcore wrestling fans will still be like, oh, is that still around? Because first of all, they're on a network nobody knows. And then they're like... They just do stupid shit like this where you have a world title match that you don't promote. You do a steel cage match that you don't promote. You have people cutting promos that have no business cutting promos. You have storylines that don't go anywhere. You have matches that never end properly. It's just, it's
a mess.
It's a complete goddamn mess.
It's a hot mess. Mm-hmm. Oh well.
It's a shame.
Yeah, you keep reaching for that middle, boys.
Well, you know, I just heard Vince McMahon sold off a shit ton of his stock, so maybe he's getting some cash together.
That'd be hilarious if that was what that was for.
That'd be amazing.
Like,
that was immediately what popped in the back of my head.
Buy some tapes this weekend.
As soon as I heard that, like he sold a massive amount of his own stock, and I'm like, motherfuck, that's a lot of money. I'm sure he has. The hell is he banking cash for? And I'm like, oh, I hope he's buying TNA. That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
You know?
Like this weekend, he buys it.
Yeah. Like he shows up on Impact. Yeah, this shit's gone.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows? So we were far away.
Yes.
Far away from TNA.
Oh, so far.
To Lucha.
Yes.
Lucha. I love how... Because it happens here in Toronto.
Yeah.
Lucha TO.
Yeah.
Everyone does Lucha. And that's thanks to the Lucha Dragons.
Yep.
That didn't
That's
exist.
all that is. Yeah.
That didn't exist before that.
Nope, that's
so,
Lucha. That was fucking Lucha Dragons of all things.
So...
Well... Again, everyone seems to hate WWE, yet they all steal the chance. So, who knows?
Yeah.
You know? Like, go to any wrestling show and tell me if you see yes. Or
yes,
at this
or
point,
Lucha,
or this thing rocks.
Yeah.
This thing
or
rocks.
This thing sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
tell me... appropriated.
Yeah. So, you know, tell me that nobody's watching WWE. You're certainly fucking chanting about it.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Either way, Lucha.
Yeah.
We get Dario Cueto.
We do.
In
the best performance he's given.
Was the bar called Whiskey Makes You Frisky, or was that just a sign?
I hope so, and if not, I want that sign. I don't drink much whiskey, but I would start.
A neon lighted sign that says Whiskey Makes You Frisky.
Yep.
You do drink whiskey. You drink Jack Daniels.
Yeah, that's true, don't you?
Like a lot!
Yeah, that's true. I forgot about that.
So does whiskey in fact make you frisky?
Yeah.
There you go.
It does.
The sign was correct.
Ladies.
So he shows up.
Yes.
Like, just yeah.
There might be one.
Nobody listens. And even if they did, it's wrestling fans. Finding the actual female wrestling fan, not the ones that just think the fucking half-naked guys are hot. That's a unicorn, sir.
Well, let me tell you this. If there is any female wrestling fans listening, I'm now single. Just saying.
Oh, there you go.
That was so pointless.
Maybe. You never know.
And a little bit sad. I'm not going to lie. A little bit sad.
Hey, man. You don't get a home run unless you swing.
This is true.
There you go.
But I don't think you have to swing at everything.
So we got Dario Cueto. I'll say that to some other people.
Yeah.
Dario Cueto.
Sorry.
Whiskey Makes You Frisky.
Yeah, huh?
He meets with, I believe his name is Councilman Delgado.
I guess, yeah.
And now that we get a proper look at him and we know who it is,
yeah,
we're like, that is Lorenzo Lamas.
Absolutely was Lorenzo Lamas. Like, there was no, like, how did I not see it before?
That is totally Renegade.
Uh-huh.
So, Councilman Delgado.
Yes.
Meeting with Cueto.
Again, probably, this episode was probably Cueto's best acting performance through the whole thing.
Got some cash for him.
Yeah.
He's like, you got what I need. Okay, here's, I think it was like 40 grand, some nonsense. Yeah. Maybe that's what he was getting out of the roof from the previous week, maybe.
Must have been.
And then they discuss, okay, well, our business is done here. He's like, no.
Have a drink.
Have a drink. Yeah. What do you think? You're just going to just leave?
Yeah.
Because he's just like, running an underground fighting club is so hard. Try running a city. Touche.
Good point. I do love the ordering, though.
No, he's like, I'll have a cerveza.
He'll have a whiskey and refill mine. I'm like, well, that's just rude. Like, the man wanted a beer.
No,
give him a damn beer.
No, Councilman's throwing his weight around.
Well, if
Renegade means fucking business.
It always did. But in all fairness, if Renegade's buying you a whiskey, I'm all for it. Yeah.
So Councilman Delgado. Mm-hmm. Or should we just call him Renegade?
Renegade.
Renegade? Okay, so Renegade.
Yes.
Talking about his employer. Mm-hmm. Going, so he's going to come by. Yeah. And that's when Cueto, you can physically see his butt just
clenched. Yeah.
Just,
we're in trouble.
And he's like, what? Did you think your brother was the only guy that's going to have any fun around here?
Shit.
And we're like, because this is like the first time we're visibly seeing Dario Cueto afraid of anything.
Like, he's always had the utmost confidence, even when he's losing. So this was something.
Like, he was shitting in his pants.
Yeah.
When he heard that, this guy's boss.
Yeah.
Like, he works for the councilman.
Yeah. Like,
councilman works for this guy, so, that's the big guy.
Like, put it this way. Who's telling Renegade what to do? Yeah. That's all I'm saying.
That's what I was asking. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
So he's just like, so he'll be goodbye. Mm-hmm. And then Cueto's like, that's great. trying not to
yeah.
piss shit and